All right. Andrew Tate, the BBC, British Broadcasting Centre, has released a pretty big article about Andrew Tate. And guess what? Turns out he's not a great guy. I read through some of this article, a dirty pre-watch reactor. Am I right? Um, but yeah, I think it's worth looking into because it's pretty in depth. So let's see what we got here. So it says Andrew Tate chats in war room suggests dozens of women were groomed. Sure. I mean, I see that. I mean, the entire mentality, right, was to find girls in other countries that have never done this type of work before, get them from away from their country to his house in order to isolate them. When he gets them there, he gives them like no money except just enough for. Well, he does it by promising them that he'll love them and be with them and blah 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 blah. Gets them to his house, only gives them enough money to pay for their food, constantly says you should work with me, work with me, work with me, and wears down their boundary of trying to of saying no, I don't want to do this type of content. Uses women that are called bottom bitches in order to try to suggest to them that they should do it because like he says it's easier for women to work with women, or that's what he does. That's why he calls them a bottom bitch. Engages in that capacity. uh, I remember seeing messages where he would just demoralize girls and break the confidence and trust in like their friends. One girl, he was like, "Oh, hey, you're the people that," he would get really angry at her, and it's like all the people from your hometown were saying that you used to do OnlyFans or something, and she's like, "No, I never did that." And then it made her like hate them. He's like, "You can't hang out with any of your old friends anymore. I can't trust you." She's like, "No problem." It's a lot of stuff. They couldn't even leave the house unless he was convinced that they were in love with her. The dude's crazy, man, and it's a good thing that he's getting arrested. Let's see, we got evidence that dozens of women were groomed into online sex work by members of influencer Andrew Tate's War Room group have been uncovered by the BBC. Leaked internal chat logs identify 45 potential victims between March 2019 and April 2020. Wow. So only like a year and a bit. There's probably, yeah, but likely the total number is likely to be higher. Absolutely. The text also appeared to show the techniques used by war room members to exploit possible victims. Mr. Tate denies any wrongdoing and says he is prepared to defend his innocence. Whoa. What do you mean? Well, if he said he didn't do it, he probably is. He's probably innocent. Am I right? There's a warning here. A statement issued by his press officer said the BBC's findings represent another brazen attempt to present one-sided, unverified allegations. I mean, this guy, if you just listen to the words he says, in like previous videos, he admits to it all. This is the reason why Fresh and Fit are losing favorability, and Sneeko is leaving the red pill, because Andrew Tate is effectively taking the red pill down by just being a real piece of shit. 36-year-old former kickboxer has been charged in Romania with rape and human trafficking. On the 4th of August, he was released from a house arrest pending his trial. Last week, details of graphic evidence compiled by Romanian prosecutors were revealed by the BBC. His brother Tristan, interesting. I wonder. I don't know how Romanian law works, or necessarily. I mean, I'm not Romanian, but I wonder how the BBC got it. And I could be 1,000% wrong. Take this with a grain of salt, but to me, what it sounds like is Andrew Tate has been running hard defense by talking to people like Tucker Carlson and that others, Candace Owens, they're conservative, and they are running defense for him. They're downplaying everything. They're trying to make it seem like it was just about TikTok. They're not even reading the case. It is a super public downplay display. And I wonder if the prosecutors leaked this information to the BBC as a way to counter that, because Andrew Tate is playing the public narrative game and trying to really rile people up. And so I wonder if this is an attempt from the prosecutors to say, like, here's the evidence we have that everything he's saying is bullshit. I wonder if that was part of it, if that was intentional. His brother Tristan and two associates also face charges. All have denied the allegations. I think one of his associates was like a girl who turned out that, I think it was a Willie Mack video that showed us this, she was like 15 or 16. I think she was like 15 when he started like interacting with her, and like he legitimately groomed her too. So it seems like the BBC's latest investigation outlined in the documentary of Andrew Tate, the man who groomed the world, centers on 12,000 pages of encrypted Telegram messages. Jesus. Sent by hundreds of war room members. That's crazy. Wait, is this a real thing? Documentary? Am I able to watch this? Oh, this is a BBC thing. They'll probably see it. They'll probably give me a stone cold stunner. Interesting. I wonder where you'd even find this.
Hi.
Okay. Anyway, maybe how do you watch that? Oh, whatever. However, the BBC's access to the logs was limited to those sent over a period of 13 months. So the total number of women possibly targeted and exploited by the group, which was formed in 2019, could be much higher. Oh yeah, I wouldn't doubt that at all. I would not doubt that at all. Watch on iPlayer. Andrew Tate, the man who groomed the world. Reports Matt Shea investigates the influencer and his war room. Watch now on BBC. Okay, maybe I'll watch this offline with my wife, and then maybe we'll talk about it in our podcast on Sunday called the Rob and Dan Podcast. Incredible stuff. What a beautiful guy. What a plug. Link in the description. It's incredible. Crazy stuff. Mr. Tate says the war room, which costs $8,000, £6,300 a year to join, is a network of powerful men who want to learn from them. Probably a bunch of people who are scraping together their hard-earned savings to try to learn to manipulate women for money. The War Room promotes self-discipline, motivation, and confidence building, this is in quotes, by the way, while giving members access to thousands of professionals from around the world to encourage personal responsibility and accountability, emphasizing the importance of taking ownership of your choices and actions. The statement issued by Mr. Tate reads, however, the leaked online chats indicate the War Room teaches members through its so-called PhD course, the initial stands for Pimpin' Hose Degree. That's so funny. How to groom women into sex work. This is the right way to use grooming, by the way. Not like the online, terminally fucking insane, everything's grooming narrative bullshit. Members are instructed by some of the War Room leadership, known as generals, to romantically seduce, emotionally manipulate, and socially isolate women before luring them into performing on webcams, often taking all or most of the money that they make. While most media attention around the organization is focused on the Tate brothers, the BBC's investigation found that a self-proclaimed wizard, which I believe is somebody who's a virgin until 40, who goes by the alias Iggy Semilis, I don't even care what that means, appears to be the War Room's true leader and intellectual driving force. Remove her entire structure. Message by the wizard. We deliberately reduce attention and note if she chases. Then we set up a coffee date and execute a move to find out if she's willing to pay for our coffee and serve us. After that, it becomes a series of gradual steps to remove her entire support structure from her life. Then we punish, quote-unquote, her for a transgression, real or imagined, by having her get our name tattooed on her, leaving her family's house, apartment, town, country, webcamming, stripping, walking to the track for us, getting us girls, escalate. If this is real, bro, this is literal fucking grooming. This is a methodical process of setting somebody up for sexual exploitation. After that, it becomes a series of gradual steps to remove her entire support. Yeah, we saw this. That's fucking, dude, that's insane. If this is really on the War Room, this is all you need. This is grooming. Holy fuck. The messages exclusively obtained by the BBC suggest violence against women was taught and encouraged by some of Mr. Tate's generals. Among them were photographs of women bent over with serious bruising and cuts to her backside and the tailgate tagline, "Who, me?" I understand kink, but this goes way beyond kink, dude. This is just like, it seems like this is just purely trying to, because that's what happened last year. There's this thing that came out where he was just like aggressive in bed, and people were like, no, that's a kink, it's a fetish. And I said it too, because at the time that's all we had. But this, bro, it seems like he would just violently beat women. I think that was what some of the messages said in that Willie Mack video, where it was just like he would encourage other people to like hit the women when they didn't agree with him or they weren't listening. Another post sent by a leading member who used the alias Joe Lampton described how he reacted to a complaint from a woman who worked for him. I took her keyboard and hit her over the head with it, the message read. She went into the room and worked 7 hours without any break. Wow. Andrew Tate prosecution files show graphic claims. Oh, this is even more information. Holy shit. I'm assuming that this is oh, this is other interviews. Okay. I don't know how ads work. I'm stupid as fuck. Our investigation has found that as of August 2022, there were 434 War Room members around the world. While not all members of the War Room will act on its teachings, we were able to identify many of the women possibly groomed by members of the group, plus a further 29 women who were targeted over the same period. Jesus. The BBC spoke to 2 women who said they were exploited by War Room members. Although they live thousands of miles apart, their stories indicate the men were following the same tactics. Both women said that they were initially believed they were in a romantic relationship with these men, who then began gradually manipulating them into sex work, a strategy known as the lover boy method. He also he uses sex a lot to manipulate me, said Maria, not her real name, from Argentina. The women also say they were subjected to violence, isolated from friends, and forced to perform menial tasks to demonstrate their subservience. Amanda, also a pseudonym, who lives on the west coast of the U.S., says she gave up to 80% of what she earned at any one time, a total of $95,000, to 2 war room members. Amanda told the BBC she was slapped across the face by a general, quote-unquote, who exploited her and showed us photographs of bruising. She said he had control of everything. According to the leaked chats, war room members appear to believe that they are performing what is this? Pavlovian. Wait, how do you say this? This is some type of conditioning. I'm just stupid.
Pavlovian.
Relating to classical conditioning. So what is this supposed to mean? Okay, I think it's like, okay, gotcha. This is how you train dogs, one message reads. Instructions are typically provided by generals. Their grooming methods included tests of submission, such as getting women to tattoo the war room members' initials on their bodies. Jesus Christ. Maybe I'll get my wife's tattooed on me, though. Because she's groomed me into a good man. Yeah. I don't understand how Papa is so blinded with the bias. He doesn't realize that the Matrix, the war room, clearly fabricated these lies. Yeah, true. Another message from this wizard guy. She doesn't even have a wallet. Why do I need one, Daddy? I can't count it anyways. Isolating her from her friends, family, past is the kindest thing you can do if you are taking responsibility for having sole authority over her. That's fucking insane. Does this guy think he's doing them a kindness? Isolating her from her family, friends. Okay, we already just read that, and they just highlighted it. Eli, a whistleblower who says he spent 2 years as Tate Organization's head of sales and marketing, told the BBC the war room is all about getting women that serve you in your life. Eli said he was brainwashed by the Tate group, which he described as a cult. Yeah, I was going to say, like, how the fuck is this guy coming forward? He's such like a prominent person, but I guess he got manipulated too. I guess they're really grooming these men to be groomers. That's fucking wild. What a piece of shit. He's really a danger. He needs to be put in jail for life. Eli also described the role of the wizard. I'm just going to call him that because I'm not pronouncing this. This looks like Samwise Gamgee, fucking Lord of the Rings character. Within the war room, asked who was really in charge of the group. The whistleblower said, the wizard is on top. Iggy's real name is Miles Sonkin, born in Chicago, Illinois in 1961. He's a former member of the at least 2 alleged cults. He developed an interest in the far right in the 2000s and appears to have met Andrew Tate around 2018. Soon after, Mr. Tate started selling his own courses, and the War Room was established in 2019. Mr. Sonkin sends all new members of the War Room a reading list and a manifesto outlining the group's agenda. When confronted by the BBC outside his home in Los Angeles, California, Mr. Sonkin did not comment. However, it is Andrew Tate, with his 7.6 million Twitter followers and legions of fans who wish to emulate his lifestyle, who remain the entire group's focal point despite his upcoming trial. It's so interesting because, like, it's so dumb because people will constantly just be like, no, Andrew Tate's done some bad things, but there's so many good things. He's just like, he's a real man. It's like, first of all, you can't, when the bad things you do are manipulate and abuse women, there's nothing to, that is a character, that is a person, that is a persona, that is everything. Every one of the characteristics and things that you engage in are going to, that stuff is going to bleed into that just by like the small ways that you treat women. Most people learn, and we'll bring it to kids. Like, kids learn how to treat people based on the way that their parents treat people. Your parent can say as many things as they want, but your kid picks up on your own habits. It's like a silly TikTok that I saw of like some kid, and they were being a smartass, or rather, the dad said something. He's like, "Dad, what are you making for dinner?" He was on the grill. He's like, "I'm making the cat, whatever the cat's name is." And I was like, "Based, eat cats. I hate them." Just kidding. And the kid's like, well, how come you can be a smartass, but I can't? And the dad's like, well, you're 8 years old, right? So obviously the guy says, don't be a smartass, and the kid acts like one because people learn through your actions. There's no way for you to separate like the abusive tactics of Andrew Tate from anything. The way that he acts fundamentally is just disrespectfully to women. He's just a shitty little fucking scumbag piece of shit. He's not even a real man. And so it was so dumb when people would say that. It was just insane. You really cannot disconnect the two. In that statement, a spokeswoman said the BBC's findings not only present false accusations, but insult the massive community that considers Andrew Tate a life-changing positive force. Really quick, nobody actually feels like their life has been positively changed by Andrew Tate, or rather, like, he didn't save anybody. There are people, if you are willing to pay $8,000 fucking dollars to somebody to save your life, you're looking for anything. Okay, and if you are looking for something, you will find it, just not in its purest form. That's why there's so many people who are looking for love that end up dating a bunch of shitty people because they just wanted to be in love. They're looking for that thing. I need somebody to save me. Like, I swear to God, it could have just been an inspirational fucking Taylor Swift post that pulled them out of their depression because they're just looking for a community to identify with. That's all it is. They're just desperate to have something to follow and a mantra. And they see Andrew Tate and he's got cars and he's got money, and that's all it is. Oh, fuck, that's awesome. He's got muscles, cars, money. I gotta go. Oh, fuck. Let me pay him $8,000. Like, why is this guy so rich? Here's $8,000, Andrew Tate. Like, Jesus Christ. It could have been anything. It could have been religion. It could have been Taylor Swift. It could have been Andrew Tate. It could have been fucking Grey's Anatomy. It could have been anything. It could have been anything that made them feel better about themselves. They're just as likely to come across some wholesome content creator that makes them feel better about themselves. And you want to know what? Not even that. Because nobody gives a shit about wholesome content creators. Because it's not flashy enough. You have to be an obnoxious asshole in order to get a following. And it's the truth. Just the interesting framing when people with Fresh and Fit too, like, they say, you saved my life, you saved my life. These people are looking for something. They're looking desperately for something, and it makes them feel good to be a part of a thing. That's it, fundamentally across the board. That's all it is. And it could have been anything. Okay, you could have just picked up World of Warcraft and you would have been like, oh my God, I love my guild members. You saved my life. Like, I'm not even kidding. These people are on that level. All right, it's the same as people who like do Reddit every day and think that the other Redditors are their friends. Like, this is what this is, except it costs $8,000. But although the war room might be less toxic than Reddit still. Just saying. The statement is that Mr. Tate is prepared to take all necessary legal action to defend his innocence and hold accountable those responsible for defamatory claims. The BBC's investigation suggests his name is being used to sell a method of abuse to men around the world. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, listen, Andrew Tate's going to continuously just play into the I didn't do anything wrong, like, jerk festival where he just says everything's a conspiracy. He's going to continuously shift the narrative on what's going on. He's going to, Tucker Carlson, that worthless, dumb piece of shit, is going to let him get away with it because he just wants to be able to talk to Andrew Tate, not actually get to the bottom of things. That's why he was fired from Fox News. He's a fucking loser. Yeah, there you go. Wait a minute. The chat is your friend. Exactly. This is it. I saved your guys' lives. This chat's your friend. I fucking groomed you. I got you in here. Seriously, people are looking for that. Okay? They want a community. So, at the end of the day, I wanted to read that. Andrew Tate deserves... It's just so obvious. From the things that he said, plus the information we've uncovered, this guy deserves to be in jail. And that's it. And that's the end of the video.